perfect that I have this little nerdly thing here on the side. Because before I start my story, I want to put out a nerd alert, because my story is the story of an early romance of two molecular biologist scientists in training. And the story takes place in the research laboratories where they met at one of the largest collection agencies for nerds, MIT. So this is a story. I'm actually one of the molecular biologists. And the other gentleman in the story is a young man who later became my husband. So there we are at MIT in training, and we're in neighboring laboratories, literally on the same floor. And we start to get interested in one another, and we start going out, and we start getting really interested in one another. But because we're working on the same floor, our mentors are actually competitors. It's not cool to let it be known that we're actually going out. So we are relegated at that point to only engaging in behaviors that are socially normal at MIT in the Department of Biology among PhD candidates. And those consist of pranks and things I can't even begin to explain. But so we have been engaging in only those things. And now I need to tell you a little bit of science. So again, nerd alert. So one of I was working on a project that required that I be able to look under the microscope at chromosomes. And one of the ways that we were able to do that in those days was by making them light up with phosphorescence. Anybody remember what phosphorescence is? You go to the beach and those tides you get, you can see them at night. Okay, so it has to be dark for you to be able to see them. That's what you need to remember about phosphorescence. And then there's another thing you need to know, which is that one of the things that we often need to use in biological research is dry ice. Everybody knows dry ice. You throw it in some water, it bubbles and boils like mad. So like anytime dry ice contacts liquid, it's really exciting and it's boiling. So that's the other thing you need to remember. Okay, so my boyfriend and I are pretending not to be my boyfriend and I. And the day before this story, this last event takes place, we had been engaging in a water fight. That's a normal thing for 20-somethings in a research laboratory to do. But let me tell you that we were armed with what was really the precursor to super soakers. This is a 2-liter column for measuring liquid, so 2 liters. And you could put a plunger in the top of it, and if you knew what you were doing, you could put some pressure in there and you could launch the entire 2 liters in one shot. And the day before, we'd started out with half a liter and worked our way up. And the only one to get the 2-liter shot off was moi. And then it ended because our mentors came out and said, "What the hell are you doing? It's a flood out here in the hallway." So I won. So the next day, I'm sitting in the closet where my microscope is, because it has to be dark. And actually doing this work, you have to sit in there for a long time, looking, scanning, and taking notes, taking pictures. And so, you can't sit in a closet with the door closed for hours and hours on end, like, if you want to breathe eventually. So every so often I have to open the door and just have it open to get some air in, and I do things that require only semi-darkness. Well, pretty soon I'm doing that, and then pretty soon I feel this presence behind me. And I'm pretty sure that it's my boyfriend. He's thinking that he's sneaking up on me. So I'm playing along. And I'm just down at the microscope, just playing along, doing things. And I feel him getting closer and closer. And I'm playing along, just let him get as close as he wants. And I think, he's going to try to startle me. Well, it turns out that what he was doing was he had a pocket full of little dry ice pellets that he kind of crumbled into powder. Because if you do that and you like throw them on your skin, it's sort of peppery and funny, unless it hits water, like any bodily fluids, for example. So I'm drawing him in, until I feel him right over me. And then I just look up. Surprise! As he lets loose the dry ice. And man, that hurts. When it hits your eyes. Blinded by love. And you only hurt the ones you love. Okay.